what was your reaction when you got word that you would be starting?
I was just like, cool.
It's my time. Sit back and
Because Cousins having a really strong game. You don't stumble into being in the discussion for best big man in the league.
So when Demarcus Cousins went down April 15th with that quad injury against the Clippers, there was uncertainty that he'd make it back this season and far less likely that he'd actually contribute in any significant way. But that is exactly what he did in Game 2, flirting with a triple-double and providing a much-needed clean-up man mentality in all facets of the game, doing so while clearly still hampered by a less than healthy leg. Rachel Nicols caught up with Boogie after his spark-inducing return to the starting lineup.
Cousins drives and finishes. There's Cousins. Livingston backdoor, backs it home. And another nice feed from Cousins.
When you look back at what you did in Game 2, how does it feel knowing you had to work to the level you had to work just to get there?
That's what it's about. I know what it's like I know the feeling of like, you know, this might be it, you know? So every chance I get to be on the floor, I'm gonna leave it on the floor. Because, you know, this is a game I've played my entire life, and I know how fast it can be taken away. It can be gone with a snap of a finger. I don't take any of this for granted.
It has been such a long road for you to get to this moment of you and I sitting across from each other. The injury that you got when you were in New Orleans, a year of rehab, you get back, you finally get to the playoffs, your first playoff game. Boom, quad injury. How did you get to the point? Because I know I talked to you in a couple days after the injury. I don't want to say that you felt sorry for yourself, but you were deep in it.
I was just ready to quit, like, throw the towel in. And, you know, you always, human nature is, the first thing is like, why? Why me? Why now? What did I do wrong? Why do I deserve this?
It was about 45 days between when you got knocked out in the Clippers series to when you were coming back in the NBA Finals.
It was 45 days.
How grueling was that?
I didn't even realize it was 45 days, but just the tedious work, it's just, you come in and you just do the same thing over and over again. And it's days where you just like, you know what, this not even working.
Right.
Like, it's not working. But you gotta trust in this person that's, you know, putting you through these exercises. You gotta trust in yourself, like, you know, this is everything I need to get back to where I want to be. So the physical part wasn't the hard part. It's everything mental that comes with it.
What made you fight back to actually get on this court? Because there were a lot of people who, by the time they got to that last thing, would have been like, I give.
I would be lying to say I didn't really have to, like, I had to dig deep. I had to do some soul searching, and, you know, throughout both injuries, there was times where I just, you know, like, forget it. Like, I'll just take my time with it, and whatever happens, happens. And I couldn't go out that way. I spoke on it before. I've been doubting my whole life. I made it a mission to prove those people wrong, and, you know, I'm gonna continue to do that. I won't go out without a fight, and that's just how I'm wired.
You were supposed to play about 20 minutes in Game 2. You ended up playing 28 minutes in Game 2 because of all the injuries to your teammates. You're probably going to have to carry a heavy load in Game 3. Is your body up to that?
Your body can take you wherever your mind goes. So if I can do it in my mind, I think my body will follow.
Get more of that conversation between Rachel and Boogie tonight, live courtside in Oakland on The Jump. It's all part of our Game 3 coverage, which starts at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, both the TV and the ESPN app.
We got Seth back with us. Demarcus Cousins thrown into the deep end.
He's not joining you.
Okay, easy.
Yeah.
Where do I go from there, El?
I don't know.
You got a good one for me?
Yeah, no.
Anyway, what did you see out of Boogie Cousins in that game, too?
He's got a great feel for the game. He's got an incredibly high basketball IQ. And he understands he's playing to his strengths and playing with the right team, because playing with his team, they're so good without the ball. Watch him right there. He can play in the mid-post, has the feel, sees the cutter, makes the play. He's not a good passer. He's a great passer. He has the size to look over the defense, but he sees the play before it happens. There, sees the back cut because you're hugging on Steph Curry up top, opens up the middle of the floor, and then in the trail spot. I thought he was terrific in the trail spot, almost as a point center because you're guarding those guys hard. Court shrinks, he makes the right play. He's got an incredibly high basketball IQ, and it's only matched by his feel for the game.
Yeah, real instruction in just how good of a player he is and what he knows and doesn't know out there. All right, let's go to Kawhi Leonard. Not shooting particularly well, 38% over the first 2 games of these finals. Is it just his shot is off? Is his approach wrong? What's going on with Kawhi? When
you think about Kawhi Leonard, you think about efficiency, and he hasn't been as efficient. Part of that is the Warriors' defense. They've got 6 eyes on him all the time. What I mean by that is his defender and the 2 other defenders are shrinking the court, making it hard for him to get good looks. He's got to work harder without the basketball, coming off screens, as opposed to starting with the ball. If he's attacking on the first side, not as good. And then eventually, you know what? The norm will happen. He'll make those open shots. But it's more, he's always basically eliciting a second defender or a third defender. When he plays and he has the ball, if he's attacking on the first sides, it's his defender and 2 other defenders where all eyes are on him, shrinking those seams. So what do? Give it up, move without the ball, get it on some curls where now the defense isn't set. I think he'll do that tonight.
He has taken a quantum leap forward since the beginning of his NBA career as far as how he plays offensively. We haven't seen so much of that the last couple games. We'll see if he steps it up as we head into Game 3. I'm being told, I should say, you talked greasy. I don't even know.
Yeah, talking greasy all day long on SportsCenter.
I got a question. Why are you getting coached up in your ear?
I don't know. They're just saying things to me that I don't
I know that's not coming from L.
No, that's from our...
Yeah.
He's going to be a symbol pretty soon, besides just a letter.
Okay.
Whatever. I am the walking Urban Dictionary. I'm just saying, guys, don't at me. Browns running back Duke Johnson, as we switch to the NFL.